أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحابه ومن اهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي لا تؤاخذني مما يقولون واغفر لي ما لا يعلمون وَجَعَلْنِي خَيْرًا مِمَّا يَظُنُّونَ. Amma ba'd. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome one more time to the House of Dua. Welcome to the channel from which you learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about His creation, about His message, about His messenger, and of course, about His chosen religion known as Al-Islam. And welcome to the channel from which you learn how to live and be happy in the world we live today, and how to return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for greater happiness and success on the day of accountability. Welcome to another beautiful Yawm al-Jumu'ah in this year 1446 after the Hijrah of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, it is indeed a profound feeling of pleasure for me to return back to this desk after about 1.5 months of absence. The last time we spoke to you was the 20th of September 2024. Today you are having another privilege of listening to my voice. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I'm sure during the period of my absence, many of you did fall back to our previous presentations, our previous videos. I'm sure you fell back on them to enrich your life, to make you a better Muslim or Muslimah. I'm sure too that there are others who did not care. It's not up to me to say who gains and who loses. That's for Allah to decide. We ask Allah to always count us among those who gain under any situation. Today we have another opportunity to come back to you, continuing the same message, the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and following the example of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Today we want to share some experience with you guys. As a result of this absence, I traveled to very many places, far and near. And I just want to let you know what I came across and the suggestion that will be of benefit to all of us. And dear brothers, my dear sisters, in whatever condition you are, thank Allah. Give gratitude to Allah. The world we live in is in a state of flux, changes that are beyond human comprehension. And these changes are largely changes that have negative impacts on human life. There's hardly anyone in the life of today who has the kind of ease that he deserves or she deserves in life. It is problems and problems all over. Virtually everyone is in a state of distress, hardship. During my travels, I came across youths that have left school long time ago, no jobs. I came across workers who received their monthly pay, but of no value because of inflation and rising cost of living. I came across the elderly. You know what the challenges of that age is all about. People Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described as people in the life known as Arzal al-Umar. the second childhood, age of infirmities, a situation where adults have to be wearing diapers or looking for wheelchair to move around, or looking for insulin, looking for any means to keep life alive. I came across people in that condition with little or no help. I came across communities in which people have no access to their homes as a result of devastated roads. I came across human beings who are bedeviled by one form of sickness or the other with little or no source of medical care. I came across families where they are not sure where the next meal will come from. I came across widows and orphans that are left behind as a result of the death of the head of household. These are situations in places that are ordinarily peaceful right now. I'm not even talking of what is happening in places where people go to bed and through no cause of theirs, bombs, missiles, artilleries, chemical weapons, drones are flying over them. People being killed in millions. Take a look at what is happening in Palestine and Israel and Lebanon and Iran and all the flashpoints of the world. Guess what? I also came across a group of people who are well off, sufficiently rich in their own countries, but then they are even more in a state of distress than those who are struggling. Why? They are scared to death by insecurity and lack of safety along the road, even in their homes. Thereby raising the question, who is better off today? Absolutely none. Even in the advanced countries, you can see scare, fear, paranoia written in the faces of people. People are just virtually living on day-to-day basis. And they are getting promises from politicians who will not fulfill such promises. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, I came to the inevitable conclusion that something has to be done. We might appear powerless physically, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created us, will not allow us to remain in this situation forever. Time has come, therefore, for me to remind you and remind myself that we may not be able to do anything physically about the situations I've just described, but we can report back to Allah. We can call on Him. He is in charge of all affairs, ultimately. Make no mistake about it. The conditions I've just described do not represent any form of test or hardship from our Creator, the sustainer, the provider, the curer, the cherisher, the nourisher. The one in charge of our lives, the one to whom we shall return for accountability. Instead, these are evidences of man's inhumanity to man. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us, brought us to this planet, provides us food, provides us means of transportation, provides us water, provides us any basic comfort that we need. Among the things He has provided us, that He delivers to us without passing through individuals or government, the free air we breathe, the water that comes from the sky, the sleep we're able to sleep and the wake we're able to wake up, the alternation in night and day, the rising of the sun from the east to the west and the movement of the moon from the west towards the east. Allah has provided everything, and He declares, وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ وَإِلَيْهِ النُّشُورُ. He is the one who has established this planet wide open for all of you and permits you to traverse it as long as you can go and as much as you can. Eat and drink from the sustenance He has provided for you. But just remember that you are coming back. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala passes many of the provisions we need in life through other people like us. People who are supposed to be our representatives, we call them the government, or individuals in positions of resources. How do we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent these things through other human beings to us? Go to Surah Az-Zukhruf. He declares, نحن قسمنا بينهم معيشتهم في الحياة الدنيا ورفعنا بعضهم فوق بعض درجات ليتخذ بعضهم بعضا سخريا ورحمة ربك خير مما يجمعون. It is we who share the provisions of life for them. And by our own scale, we give to some more than others. And we do so because we want some to take others as providers of services and the remaining people as receivers of services. In other words, we created the situation of the employer and the employee so that some will depend on others. That's why we are at the mercy of other people. They are charged with responsibility to bring things to us for our benefit, but they hold on to it. These are the ones who have hijacked what is meant to come to us. They want to take our own as well as take their own. These are the hindrances we have in life. We call them governments, or leaders, or kings, or princes and princesses, presidents, commanders, whatever you call them. These are the problems of the society. They have always been so right from the beginning. But Allah says, the mercy of Allah is better for you. The recourse to you as an ordinary person is your Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who can change all affairs beyond our imagination. And dear brothers, my dear sisters, there's no gainsaying the fact that everybody into this world needs relief. Most people into this world, they need relief from this difficult situation that we have. And the ultimate source of relief is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why I'm coming to you today with a process. A process I need you to go through from now on. Time has come for us to fight for ourselves individually, fight for your family, fight for your immediate relatives, fight for yourself. In that fight, you can only win when we reach out to Allah. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara waquduha an-nasu wal hijara عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. Oh, you will believe, save yourself and save your family from the hellfire Allah has prepared for those who disbelieve. Even in today's world, save yourself and save your family from the difficulties of the moment that are not of your own making, but of the making of those who do not want the plan of Allah to prevail. They are making life difficult for you. It's time for you to save yourself and save your family. Cry to Allah. While at the same time, trying your best. The Prophet in a beautiful hadith says, seek from Allah, but don't be lazy. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, how do we seek relief out of the present situation that all of us find ourselves in? We need to tenaciously resort to supplication and keep the momentum going. Don't give up when you are calling on Allah. Don't give up and don't be in doubt. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you what you need at the time of His choosing. He will grant you relief, and you may not know that He's granting you the relief. I want to stress one point. You know that if not in favor of Allah, many people would have gone to bed with empty stomach. There's no creature on this planet, no matter how poor, no human being go to bed with empty stomach. But Allah will not allow any soul to go to bed with empty stomach. Instead, as soon as you lie down, He will fill your stomach with air. Enough energy to sustain you to the following day. Even though fellow human beings like you are putting you in a situation where you go to bed with empty stomach. That's your Lord. That's your Lord. And that's the one you need to worship. And to do so, that is the straight path. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, a good Muslim will not give up because of the machinations of those who are not on the right way. A good Muslim must strive on, knowing fully well that Allah is behind him and beside him. So I need to introduce you to a process of supplicating to Allah, asking for relief. That's what we need right now. And I need you to hold on to this as a special gift. Isn't it like that? Find a quiet moment of your life, preferably your time of tahajjud. Purify yourself. Make intention to reach out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have consultation with Him. And start, first of all, by declaring, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Follow that declaration with your shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Number 3, follow that with sending salutations upon the Prophet. Allah has commanded you to do so. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Follow that with istighfar. Astaghfirullah. 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 If you know this dua known as Sayyidul Istighfar, the dua that constitute the leader of the way of seeking forgiveness of Allah. Allahumma anta rabbi, la ilaha illa anta khalaqtani wa ana abduka wa ana la hadika wa dika mastatat. A'udhu bika min sharri ma sana'tu abu laka bi ni'matika alayya wa abu bi dhanbi fa'afin fa innahu la yaghfiru dhunuba illa anta. Oh Allah, you are my creator. There's no other God to be worshipped but you. And I am your slave. And I am upon the covenant with you. I acknowledge all the goodness you have done upon me, and I confess to you all my mistakes and sinfulness. Forgive me. Make life easy for me. For there's no other one who can forgive except you. Follow that one up with number 5 by mentioning the azkar that we have been taught by the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wala ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Thereafter, begin to ask Allah. Call on Allah. Call on Allah by any of His 99 names that you know. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Hayyu, Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. There's no other God but you. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, all of us have different abilities to call on Allah. Call on Him. Ya man yujibu muttara iza da'a. O you who respond to the call of the one who is in difficulty. Ya kadi al-hajati, ya mujiba dawat. O you who fulfill the needs of everyone and respond to the call of those who call on you at the same time. Ya ilahi bitakik, ya rabbal baytil atik. O my true Lord, O Lord, the owner of the old house known as the Kaaba. Fukane min halakin medwek. Take me off these shackles, these difficulties. Wasorifu ane kula ame wagame wadweke, and separate me away from infirmities, from these difficulties. Wakfine sharamala wote. It's sufficient for me as a protection against the evil that I'm not able to control by myself. And strengthen me to face the challenges of my moment. Dirty, fishy, dirty. Oh, you, the provider of my provision in my present time of need. Fizi, Figuru Betty. Oh, you, the overseer of my affairs in this state of loneliness I am in. Oh, you, my companion in this my moment of lonesomeness. Call on Allah in such a way. And when you do that, follow up with some of the dua taught to us by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for moments like this. The Prophet had told us to recite, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Birahmatika Astaghith, Aslil Insha'ani, Wala Tankilini La Nafsi Trafata Ain, Wala Tankilini La Hadi Gerik. Oh, you, the ever living and the ever present, I call upon you. I rush towards you, asking you to rectify my affairs, make my life better. Do not leave me to myself, and do not leave me to anyone else. Another dua that the Prophet wants us to recite in a moment like this is morning and evening. Bismillah, la yadurru ma ismihi shay'un fil ardi wala fis sama' wa huwa sami'un alim. I begin my day in the name of Allah, the one in whose name nothing can harm, and who is the all-hearing and the all-knowing. Follow that up with the dua of Prophet Yunus as reported in the Quran. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. I testify that there's no other God but you, Ya Allah. No other one to be worshipped but you. And I confess to you that I wrong myself. I'm among the wrongdoers. Therefore, forgive me. Man, there's a powerful statement in the Quran by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us know one of his powers. We know Allah to be Al-Qadir or Al-Muqtadir. He's one of those two names. In the Quran, it declared in over 35 places, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Surely Allah has power over everything. Leave your affairs for Allah, believing that he has power to change your own affairs. Repeat this statement over and over again. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Indeed, Allah has power over everything. Finally, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, I need you to go back to the Quran and continuously, from this moment, read the twin surahs of relief. Surahs that contain 6 basic questions, 3 from each one of the surahs. I'm talking of surahs number 93 and 94 of the Holy Quran. Surah Ad-Duha and Surah Ash-Shara. Wadduha wallayli iza saja ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala walal akhiratu khairun lak minal ula wala sawfa yu'tika rabbuka fatarda alam yajidika yatiman fa'awa wa wajadaka dhallan fahada wa wajadaka a'ilan fa'agna fa'amma yatima fala taqhar wa amma sa'ila fala tanhar وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا. And I want you to stay on this verse. فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. Make use of these two surahs from now on. Ask Allah for relief out of the difficult situation that you find yourself in. Allah will grant you relief out of the present difficulty and grant you another relief that is sustainable indefinitely. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, I ask Allah to grant all of us relief out of our present challenge. I sincerely encourage you, as I encourage myself, to get close to Allah. For He is the only one solution to everything. You rely on following human beings to change your affairs, you will be disappointed. Those who went out of their way last year, risking their life for somebody to be elected so that their own affairs will be better, today they are bewildered by what they are saying. They are shocked that things are even going worse. And those who are promising now will not do anything better. The only one who will not fail you is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, reach out to Him from time to time. We ask Allah to make life easy for us. Take shaitan away from our lives. Take our lives far away from shaitan. Rabbi yasri lana wa la tu'asri alayna. Sha'ana kulla fa inna alayka kullu asirin sahlu yasir. La sahlan illa ma ja'altahu sahlan. Anta taj'alul hazana idha shi'ta sahlan. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.